Welcome to our 3D animation training. Yesterday we learned to install the program. We also learned the program overview. I won't start with theory. I might deviate from the agenda due to time. I'll review yesterday's work. I'll briefly overview modeling and do something different from the chair. I'll overview materials and spotlight lighting. I'll re-explain yesterday's practical session, and it also introduces us to how we can use the program overview. I won't start with theory. I may deviate from the agenda due to time constraints. I'll review yesterday's work. I'll briefly overview modeling and do something different from the chair. I'll overview materials and lighting, but with spotlight, not ambient light. I'll re-explain yesterday's practical session from the last hour. I'll explain again with different examples, so modeling, materials, lighting, camera, animation, and rendering are clear. These are 6 key steps or functions or subspecialties in 3D for clarity. I'll overview materials and lighting. I'll recap yesterday's practical session with new examples to clarify key concepts: modeling, materials, lighting, camera, animation, and rendering. These are 6 crucial steps or functions or subspecialties within 3D, so you all understand each role. Now let me share my desktop. To show today's work, let me say share application screen and click OK to share with different examples so that the main concepts that interest me, which are modeling, material, light, camera, animation, and rendering, are 6 important steps or 6 functions, or we can say they are 6 subspecialties within this series so that you understand exactly. Basically, what does someone in this role do? Come with me. Let me share my desktop so I can show you today's work. Just a second. I'm going to say share application screen and click OK to share the application screen. And I say, okay, should we do a share like this? Now my screen should be showing for you. I hope you can confirm that the screen is working and that you can see me opening 3ds Max 2023 and everything is good. Is the image clear? 20 in and the all is well, perhaps. Okay, of course, Seridi Maxi is working with me, the family, and come together. As soon as the destination appears, I will review a quick review of the skill performance that we did last time. The theoretical part is done. I mean, in my opinion, today is about the principles, the basic principles, but I don't want to waste time. In my opinion, the most important thing is that we try to review the work a little bit. Yes, of course, I also want to emphasize that you can zoom in and out using the zoom tool which you have up here. You can zoom in and out from the corner. You see that zooming option? You can keep zooming in, zooming in, zooming in. Of course, I'm zooming out again. There's no need for me to zoom in too much on my end because of the topic. It shouldn't be something that's not right. However, I might have another zoom tool that I don't want to use because you can zoom in when you need to. Now, let's go ahead and repeat the work again. From the program's interface, I told you yesterday that there are 4 viewports for display and design. Of course, we refer to them in the program's language as the viewboard. We refer to them in the program's language as the viewboard. I have 4 viewports. So can I change them? Or how many are there? In Arabic, you might say they are view projections. They are basically called projections, even if the translation is different. But here, I have the top viewport. Regarding the viewports, there's the top, front, and left. These 3 have corresponding views. With a chair, I see it from above and below. For the front, I have the back, seeing it from both sides. For the left, I have the right, so I can switch between them. How do I switch them? Placing a cube in the center from the top view positions it. To center the cube, adjust X, Y, Z coordinates. I'm moving it. Go to a tool here. Focus here. There was a tool in Windows Tools. Unsure about zooming tool. I have the left, so instead of the left, it will be the right. So I can switch between them. How do I switch and change them? For example, if I place a cone like this, I'll put it from the top view in the center. And then I come here and surround this cone like this. And I want it to be in the middle. In order to be in the middle, I have to play with the X, Y, and Z coordinates so that it is in the middle of our smooth dimensional environment. So I burn it. I am doing the animation process. I have to go to a tool from above. Focus with me on this area. By God, there was in the tools in Windows, but I don't know. There was almost a tool in the tools in Windows that I could use to zoom, but I haven't used it for a while. So I don't really remember if it was here in the zooming areas. It might be somewhere that's not working on this other device, but I'll get it for you while I'm working. I just don't want to waste your time with zooming in and out. You might have a better setup for that, so you can zoom in and out clearly. Everything should be fine on your end. The tool is called the Magnus. Let me see if I can find it. Finally, I don't want to waste your time with zooming in and out. You might have a better setup for that, so you can zoom in and out clearly. Everything should be fine on your end. The tool is called the Magnus. Let me see if I can find it. Zoom level D. Zoom level D. Zoom level D. All zoom but I can. Turn it on like this just for it to work. What is it supposed to do like this? What is it supposed to work like this? I can make it bigger and smaller. And what is it supposed to mean? The tool that I have right here with me is incredibly useful and versatile, so I'm planning to make full use of it. Please allow me the opportunity to utilize it. And I assure you that I can also share its benefits with you on various occasions. I can stand here at the cursor, and by pressing the Ctrl key along with another key, I can execute a variety of commands. This tool is not only efficient, but also enhances productivity significantly, making tasks much easier to handle. What does that mean exactly? Which is precisely greater than what she is. If you are a provider? Yeah. So while I'm standing here, I can show you the part I'm working on like this. Great. All right.
Things are clear now. I'll use it if needed. Let's change the viewport. I placed a cone.
If I want to use it, I will. Let's go together. We were changing the viewport from here. Who do we affect? See the buttons I'm zooming in on? Those 3 buttons relate to coordinates, changing the move's shape by position. The rotate button lets it spin, select and rotate. The third is select and scale, stretching it like a ball. We'll see that soon, but here is the move tool, the most important one. I'm using it to work with movement. I used the rotate tool yesterday with the camera around the chair, so I'm returning to that. I'm using the move tool, and from the coordinates area at the bottom, I control my subject. The X and Y take numbers. That's why my shape isn't centered. The third one next to it is select and scale, which lets you stretch it like a soccer ball or a balloon, and we'll see that in a bit. But here I have the move tool, which is the most important one. I'm using and selecting it so I can work with the movement. All right, I used the rotate tool yesterday with the camera while I was spinning it around the chair, so I'm coming back to that now. I'm saying I'm going to use the move tool, and from down here in the coordinates area that you have at the bottom, I can control my subject. So I have the X taking a number, meaning the X here takes a number, and the Y takes a number. That's why my shape isn't centered.